This isn't your average watch. It looks like something pulled straight from a sci-fi movie. Like a tiny UFO on your wrist. Everything about it feels futuristic. The curves, the way it catches light, even the way it tells time. And yet, it's completely real. A mechanical watch from the brand that's actually the official supplier for Chinese astronauts. So, before getting into the watch itself, it's worth talking about the brand behind it, because FIYTA's story is honestly just as interesting as the watch itself. They've been around since 1987. What sets them apart is their connection to space. FIYTA, which literally means flying in the sky in Chinese, is the official supplier of watches for China's manned space program. Their timepieces have been worn by astronauts during the Shenzhou missions, even during China's first ever spacewalk back in 2008. Another cool fact is that they're one of the few Chinese watchmakers that are publicly listed on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. But now let's get into the watch itself. The Space Shuttle has one of the most unusual cases I've ever seen. It's completely round, smooth and fully polished. The lugs are tucked underneath the case. It gives the watch this floating look, like a small UFO on your wrist. The crystal itself is weird in the best way. It's this bubble-like shape that catches light from every direction and completely changes how the dial looks depending on the angle. But what really makes the design so striking is the dial itself. The whole surface is sculptured into a shuttle-like form, with layered curves and small rivet details. At the bottom in the center, a circular display holds the rotating hour disc, and a raised minute and hour hand in the middle create a unique way of telling time. And because of how it's built, it's more than just a flat dial. It's like a tiny mechanical sculpture, full of depth, shadows and layers. Everything about this design is unconventional, but somehow it all works together. Now I went for the all black version, and I think it's the most balanced of the three colorways. It still has that crazy futuristic look, but it's more toned down compared to the white or even the silver models. Now when I first saw the numbers, a 45mm case, I was immediately skeptical. Normally I'd never go near something that size, but because the lugs are tucked away under the case, the lug to lug is only around 41mm. The case curves downward and the sides slope in, so it hugs the wrist instead of sitting tall. The thickness is around 14.5mm, which sounds chunky, but a lot of that height comes from the double dome sapphire crystal. It doesn't actually feel that thick on the wrist. The whole UFO-like case design makes it wear far smaller than the numbers suggest. The case itself is made from polished 316L stainless steel, and everything feels solid and refined. FIYTA calls the crystal the Space Dome. It's a thick double dome sapphire with anti-reflective coating, and overall visibility is fine. But in certain lighting you'll definitely notice reflections. It's not terrible by any means, just something that comes with a crystal this curved. For filming though, it was a real challenge. I kept catching reflections from every angle while shooting this video. Now the case back also uses sapphire, which is great to see at this price point. You can see the modified FIYTA movement ticking away inside. Water resistance is 30 meters. Which is honestly fine for what this watch is. You're not taking this thing swimming, and for daily wear or splashes, it's still totally fine. The strap that comes with it is a simple silicone one, and honestly it fits the watch's futuristic vibe pretty well. Altogether, it's a watch that looks massive on paper but feels balanced and comfortable in reality. Between the short lug to lug, the curved case, and the smooth strap integration, it wears much smaller than you'd expect. The retail price for the FIYTA Space Shuttle is listed at around 480 USD, but it's usually discounted to about 300. And honestly at 300 bucks, it's a solid deal. You're getting a sapphire crystal on both sides, a polished stainless steel case, and a reliable automatic movement that's even slightly modified from the base FIYTA. There's honestly nothing else out there that looks quite like this, the kind of piece that instantly stands out in any collection. If you're into space-themed watches, or just like collecting unusual designs, this one's a great pickup. Now something I want to mention to keep things transparent. This watch was sent to me by FIYTA, and I do get to keep it afterwards. But as always, FIYTA didn't have any influence on what I'm saying here. And if you do want to check it out, you can use my code WRISTFINDS10 for 10% off on FIYTA's official store. I'll leave the link down below. The FIYTA Space Shuttle is one of those watches that reminds you why design still matters in watchmaking. It's not trying to chase trends, It's just doing its own thing, and doing it with confidence. It's definitely not for everyone, but that's exactly what makes it interesting. It's bold, it's weird, and it comes from a brand that actually has real connection to space. For around $300, you're getting a sapphire crystal, a unique 3D dial, and genuine aerospace heritage behind it. If you like watches that start conversations, or you just want something in your collection that feels truly different, this one does exactly that.